First things first, I hope everybody's got something in the glass in front of you. That's good. If you haven't, don't worry, have gin, vodka, whatever, as long as you've got something in your hand, because Thursdays are the new Fridays. So, first bottle of wine, please, beautiful assistant. No, the other one, please.
Oh, no, this is number one.
No, that's number one.
Oh, yeah, that's number one.
Very much. Right, so first bottle of wine that we've got is rubbish Pinot Grigio that most of the UK think is proper Pinot Grigio, but it's not. It comes into the UK in big tanks. It's really cheap and it's absolutely awful. So we're not going to try that tonight because it's rubbish. So we'll start with the real stuff. If I can have the proper stuff, please, Martha. Wine number one, which is Pinot Grigio Luna from northern Italy, made by Sicilia, and it's really good wine. This is actually where
Please.
wine number one. That there, yeah. So not wine number one. So northern Italy, made for us by Sicilia Beretta. Now we've had a very long relationship with this family. I think we've dealt with them for unofficially for about 60 years, officially 50 years. So really good example. And this is where Pinot Grigio gets serious. You can actually taste it because it's locked in the bin. This actually tastes of something, whereas the other stuff doesn't. You might as well be drinking vodka with a splash of water in it. This is the real deal. So this will actually work with food, or even just something as simple as an aperitif. Absolutely delicious. So hopefully some of you have got this in front of you. Have a taste. For those who are not familiar with tasting wine, we use a wine glass, nice flat bottom, so that's so the glass doesn't tip over. Stem, where we hold the glass by, and the bowl, which if you work in a restaurant, you don't ever want anybody to hold it by the bowl because it has, you get loads of finger marks on it, and you certainly do with bane of my life with lipstick and all sorts of it. So give the wine a swirl round, take a sniff, and it's up to you really. I mean, we've all got massive varied taste stuff, something like 40%. So have a taste. So that should be being a Pinot Grigio opposed to a Pinot Grise, which should both actually the same grade. This should be nice, light, fresh, and easygoing. There's a nice little back note of minerality there as well. Absolutely perfect. A little bit of shellfish or something with that. Absolutely superb. We'll like that one. Right. Number two, please. Here. So, wine number two. We've got here, different part of the world. Despite what everybody thinks, Pinot Grigio isn't exclusive to northern Italy, where most of it comes from. It is grown around the rest of the world. The grape originally came from Burgundy, some people say Alsace, produces varying different styles of wine. So this is Pinot Gris, so this tends to be a little bit more spicy in character. You can probably pick up some gingery notes, etc., etc. But this is made for us by, I'm just going to pour myself a glass. This is made for us by Santa Florentina, who are a cooperative in Argentina. They're probably one of the most high altitude vineyards in the world, at about 1,700 meters above sea level. It's also a fair trade wine as well, so they support around about 200 families in terms of schooling and medical care, and also because it's got a fair trade on there, it ensures they get a fair salary as well. It's not people just pounding people into the ground to grind every penny out of them. So if you want to try that, so that's wine number two. So you probably notice that's a little bit more sort of, it's got a slightly more oily texture to it, I would say. A little bit of spice, like I've already said before. Bit of ginger creeping in there, a bit of cinnamon as well. So just it's sort of another gear above the. My mind's gone. It's just sort of another step up above from the Lunar Pinot Grigio. Whereas the Lunar is probably a little bit more sort of citrusy in style. This is probably a little bit more, what's the word I'm trying to find? Spicy in its overall approach. Okay. Hope you like that one. It's quite difficult to do these things because you get absolutely no feedback at all. But anyway, right. Third wine, if I could have that please, Martha. We have Latinella, Pinot Grigio, bit of a personal favourite of mine. This kind of really opened my eyes up when I first started working for Corney & Barrow, what actually Pinot Grigio was, and what a great food wine was this. I remember having this with platefuls of really nice cheese, speck and Parma ham. And so this is, again, northern Italy. It's another family-owned vineyard. I think we've been dealing with them for probably about 15 or 16 years. And they're based right up in the northwest of Italy, up in the north, in Slovenia, up against that border up there. Pretty radical way they approach stuff. So they basically pulled up a lot of their local varietals that are pretty unknown around the rest of the world, and planted sort of more international varieties and really started focusing on producing quality wines. And they've probably got about 10 or 12 wines. We at Corney & Barrow don't take all of them, but this has always been an outstanding wine for me. I think it's. Are you not going to let me have a glass?
No.
Oh dear, I'm not going to have a glass. It's going to be. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought now. Thank you, Martha. It's sort of a lot fuller in style. It's like I've already said, it's really good with food. And if you've got the wines in front of you, I know some of you do have. You compare that to the stuff I've just chucked in the bin, which is truly awful, and compare it to the other two, you'll find it's probably one of the biggest, most expressive style of Pinot Grigio rather than Pinot Gris. So I'm going to have a little glass of that. That, cute. Yeah, definitely one of my favourites. So, and can I have the last one? The lane, number 4. Thank you. Right, and as we were talking about, Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris doesn't necessarily come from Italy. It comes from. It's grown quite successfully in quite a number of other parts of the world. Thank you. It's grown quite successfully in other parts of the world. It produces a much different minerally style from the Adelaide Hills. Sorry, Mark. It produces a completely different style out in the New World. So this is the Lane. This is made by Marty Edwards, about 20 minutes outside Adelaide. They're pretty uncompromising about the way they produce the wines out there. They're planted on extremely old soils. The soils are around about 18 million years old. I mean, Australia boasts some of the oldest soils in the world, apart from Scotland. But we're not very good at growing grapes in Scotland. We've got a lot of other good things from Scotland, but not grapes. So what you're hoping for when you're making wines is you're praying that the soils are reasonably poor quality, so the vines have to really dig down and search for moisture and nutrients, and what you get from that is better, well, for argument's sake, for no way of putting it, a better flavour, better character, more fulfilling characters, and it's also a really good way of, I suppose it's a real good expression of the soil and the area that it's grown in. Anyway, so if you've got this in front of you, have a little taste. It's really good. Excellent wine. So that would go superbly with some lobsters or something, some lobsters on the barbecue or something like that. I don't know. Any sort of Thai cuisines as well, that would work beautifully with. So I've got a bit of a connection with the lane, really. It was one of the first producers I met at Corney and Barrow, and strangely enough, I was meant to do a dinner with Marty Edwards, whose vineyard this is. The day Martha, who's been bringing the wines out for me, with him, I got a phone call to say my wife had gone into the hospital with Martha, and could I get myself out of whatever I was doing and get my backside to the hospital. So I did introduced Marty at a particular dinner up here in the lakes, did the dinner and excused myself and raced off to go and see that, make sure that Martha was here. Make sure I didn't get in too much trouble. So really stunning wines. I mean, he does quite a nice range for us, and they're all real boutique wine. Marty tells a story that he quite often gets a phone call from his father saying, "Can you look at the third row in, second vine? It's not looking particularly happy, so can you go and have a look at that?" So it's real handmade, beautiful handmade wines. An absolute delight right all across the range. I mean, and really interesting to do dinners with, because he has such a full range of wines that we can, we can do from starter right the way through to main course, intermediates a lot. I'm not sure if he does a pudding wine there. So so that's the final wine for tonight. I hope you've got something out of this. I need to train the waiting staff a little better.